Welcome back, my happy chapper. So, excuse me. This is being you. Who are you being? Are you being the true you, or are you being the you that you have perception of, the physical you? Which are you being? Being you is being the light and carrying that physical body. Being the perception will be being the body while carrying the light. The only you will know. Wow, I say that, and it be clear to be seen in the perception of bodies, interactions. So I guess I'm wrong on that. But only you will truly, truly know deep within you where you're at. Where you're at in coming to balance with that and understanding that spiritual side and that physical side. And where you are consciously with all that. And how you will start to understand, excuse me, and be aware of where you're at is starting with the physical, as it's the most obvious. It's what you've lived with. It's what you've been in your perception and all that you've seen through the light. Now, as that physical perception and being that you are, you must also be aware that consciousness doesn't come from that physical being. It's only a channel. The vibration comes in and goes out. And when you have a thought, it's only a vibration that comes through because of how the body's been feeling, of all it has been doing. And you send out that field, and in return, you get more of it. So when that thought, a vibrational thought, comes in, and you see what that thought is about. Is it about something that's dark? Or is it something that is bright and positive? You will know what you are thinking, because only you are thinking what you're thinking. So when you start to see what you're thinking and all that you're thinking about, you start to see why you are feeling the way that you are feeling about all that you are thinking. So, if I go and spend my day watching TV, drinking, smoking, hanging out with friends, talking about women, going paintballing, shooting, excuse me, what I'll find is the vibration I send out will be all about, from using a sexual desire, speaking of women as being opposite sex, we get that drive. So we'll end with the drive from that and the drive from action of paintballing, shooting, guns, having power, and all the media that I watch that follows up on all that, then I'm going to feel on a high and want more of that. Because it's instant emotions that you feel as you go to the lower chakras, which are the darker side of you. Yet you're feeling heightened by it in instant feelings towards that. But you keep carrying that and you're bringing that energy up to be brought down in who you are as a person. As you grasp for these electrifying moments outside of you that is going to give you that quick fix. But as you get the quick fix, it actually brings that energy back down to the lower side of you and who you are in the physical, like a battery, being the positive up here and the negative down here. So your energy keeps running back down to the bottom in how you're thinking. But the women, but the guns, but the media and action-packed films, or whatever's in the media, majority of it's related to sex or violence. And that all brings you back down to the lower chakras, the lower part of the body, which holds on to that negative energy. And then you're going to find, as I point to my head in the place that we like to think that we are thinking, only because that's the key area of signal. Think of your antenna on a phone. This is the point of direction, where it stems off to. Is it going to be good? Is it going to be bad? What's the vibration you're sending out there? And in return, receiving that back. And if it's coming from all these lower chakras that has to rise to give you that high in the first place, quick on the surface. But as it vibrates back in, it's coming back to you to make you feel down. So you're up, down, up, down, up, down, out of control. And then you're grasping for things out here to try to control that, where you're just making it worse. And we get stimulated in such a way, a vigorous way, out of control through all that is in our surroundings from a media perspective, which is carried out through other facets that we see in other people as we exchange in everyday life and just happenings of everything and happenings within the media. Then we are captured by the physical side of things and we are brought to that low state that vigorously bounces up and down, giving us heights of feeling good, but never actually feeling good in who we are. So we need to change that pattern. We need to change the pattern of what we are speaking about, what we are what we are observing in everyday life. So when we speak about women, for example, considering that's the opposite gender, we need to be more mindful in how women are used, excuse me, in the conversation. And not in a sexual way, in an equal way. Not looked at just like a piece of meat, looked at it as I like to think of the better half. Not saying they're better or anything. I just think It's like two sides of a coin, and you've always been on one side. And when you flick it over, you get to see the new side. And that just so much better because you've never seen it before, so it's new to you. And then two sides together make a completion. So you'd see a woman as the other half, like the other half of your soul, so to speak. So it's a unite of two souls is the way I like to look at it when you see a couple come together. And when that happens, then you have your woman. You don't need to observe or talk or speak or look at any other woman out there, as that woman fulfills everything in your life. Now, if you find that you're looking out elsewhere or speaking to other women to look for answers in them for something, then you're not getting what you desire from the woman that you have. So are you perfect in that situation? Now, this will come down to you knowing you and also knowing how you are vibrating. Are you vibrating in the control of everything that you see in the media through a sexual way, in women and I'm not running women down in any way at all about what to wear. You can wear what you wish. But if you're wearing ski pants and that and showing off your curves and going to be putting it on eyes in the sight of a man's eye, then he's going to be observant to that in this day and age. Now, for the man, that's your choice. Do you do that, or do you look away? You don't look at it, you look away. You don't observe it. It's there to test you. The same way the media is on the TV, it's there to test you. Do you observe? Do you take it in? Do you vibrate on that level, which is low? It's a low level vibration. And it's magic. You're using a sexual desire, as you would feel attracted to the woman, as the curves, as it's in the masculine to feel attractive to curvature, as it is in the feminine, because that is how all of life and creation is created, in curvature, in a sway, a circle. And in that circle, man brings lines and crosses it out through points of them curvatures in the spiral of energy, which leaves the darkness, flat surfaces for dust to build up on, darkness. And then that also brings us to the power tripping. So you've got the sexual side of it, then you've got the power tripping, using weapons and guns, and whether they be fake or not, it's got that power sense to it. And then it's like one has to go with the other. So the power tripping, it's like who's to be the most macho, to look good for the woman that has got the most beautifulest curves, that you want to impress her. So then you start working on being you by trying to impress another vessel outside of you that your physical vessel desires for, through being macho and having guns, pow pow, and looking like you're something better than someone else, while your energy is just lower, and it keeps getting lower and lower. So you're vibrating on this, and the thoughts is going to come through your head. So you're looking at women and you start seeing them in the curvy way, and you're attracted to them in their tight clothing and that. Well, then, because you see it so much and everywhere, you're going to feel distorted in here. And you're not going to know what woman you want, what it is you want in a woman. You're going to go for the physical attraction, and that's not going to be what you want. It's going to be what you've been trained to see and to go after and grab this and be with this, but never actually feel that love and desire within, because you've never found it within you. You found it through your observation of everything out here, in the manipulation of it all. And with the power that you have in your power tripping, you're probably going to be more controlling in that situation of the woman. And not just the woman, but everyday life, in everything that you do. You're going to want to control it. You're going to want to be the leader. You're going to want to be above everyone else, instead of just being happy in who you are. You're going to want that power. And so you'll be left with no power, battery drained in that negative energy. So you could turn it around and stop observing it all. Stop observing the beauty of the women. Stop observing the power tripping that you get off the material objects of guns, knives, weapons, the movies that carries all these scenes in it, and also to bring them in together in sexual scenes and romance and that, and that's not what you're looking for. And I'm not telling you what you're looking for. I'm telling you of who you are. If you know who you are, you won't be looking for all that. You'll be looking for you and that love that's within you, which won't come from a woman, or if you've another gender that you're attracted to, it won't come from them, and it won't come from anything that you're doing out here. It'll come from in here. Then when you find that, you will look for something that is compatible out here in relationships with a woman or whoever, that is compatible with that love, who you see that can love themselves in the same way that you love yourself. It won't be down so much as the curvature, as that's in a woman naturally, that you would be naturally attracted to. That's why they design these clothing so tight in ways that you are attracted to, that you notice it, that it distracts you so much. It's part of the devil of man. Everything that you see physical, I'm not just saying women, but everything that you see physical comes from curvature. It's in the spiral of everything, and everything is curved. And in the opposite gender, it's only right that a woman be in that way, because the man would be attracted to her. It's in the beast, so it is. But on the spiritual side of things, you will get to see the deepness of that woman, how in depth they are. Do they actually love themselves, or are they someone that's doing what you're doing? Are they flaunting their physical appearance out there to be this is it all, and this is all I have? Or is there something more behind it? Are they in touch with who they are? Do they take pride in themselves? Do they love who they are? Do they show that in how they express themselves, in the way that you love yourself? If not, then you would just move on, and it's just another facet being who they are. They're either lost or they're found. The same as you. And the only way that you will find yourself is by looking within, not out here. in all that you observe. Now you can use out here for your benefit. So you would look at the things that you enjoy. A woman, for example, your partner. Maybe driving your car, playing with your children. And you would look at how you feel towards that. How them feelings and emotions is coming about. How you're thinking about it. What is the pattern of thoughts that's coming about that makes you feel the way that you feel, that makes you feel so in love with your partner, or so in love with what you're doing with your kids, or whatever it may be? What is making you feel so in love with that moment and understanding that, but not being caught up by it? Just to learn to understand what makes you feel good and staying focused on that. And is this a heightened state that just pops up and goes away? Or do you stay in that frame? Do you stay in it for a while? That pattern of thinking and that pattern of feelings that you get from your way of thinking. And only you will know and how you are thinking. So whatever you're thinking about, if you observe it and you see enough of them thoughts circulating that it produces an emotion, then you will know what the majority of them thoughts is that creates that emotion, that feeling and emotion within you of all that's out here. It won't be the woman, it won't be the guns, it won't be the weapons, it won't be the violence, it won't be none of that that'll be giving you the highs and lows. It'll be all that's in here. All that you viewed out here, but you start to begin to view it in here. You start to view what you're thinking, not what you're seeing. What you're thinking. Because as soon as you begin to take your focus away of what you're thinking and start thinking about what you're seeing, then you're being distracted by new things. Remember, curves isn't everything, and it's a natural thing to be attracted to it. Curves. Take the smaller one, curves. Take a letter, it's got curved edges. But if you looked at the total shape of it and size of it and dimension and started drawing circles around it, what you would find is it all fits together in curves. It's more of an in-depth video on something like Metatron. But yes, everything is down to curves, and man turns it into straight lines, which brings dust and darkness and gloom. And we bring that within ourselves. We see in a physical form. And we won't realize until we pay attention to what we're thinking. Not what we're seeing, but what we're thinking. And that will come by closing your eyes. Because you will not be able to manage it with your eyes open until you learn to do it with your eyes closed. Because every time that you have your eyes open, you're observing on something. And that's distracting in itself, no matter what it is. But when you find something that is more designed in a natural state of energy and its curves, then you're totally taken away from who you are with distractions in the physical form. Yet you're seeing the spiritual form in a physical design. And you're trying to get back to it, but it's taking you away because you're so attracted to it. Because you're seeing it in a physical form. So you need to close your eyes and be able to understand and control your own mind before you can control what you see out here. And what you're truly attracted to is that love within here, because that's what you're searching for all the time. In these things that you see around you, it's just you don't know what it is or where to find it. And the more you chase and chase, you get lost within yourself. With the manipulation, the magic of the world. So this was based on something someone said to me. And I hope this helps guide you to that area that you need. And if not, please drop a message. Let me know on an area I could speak of and how it might help you. But if you feel that you're getting it hard to get to the light, it's because you're being distracted by things outside of you. And the easiest way to be distracted is having your eyes open, because you see so much. So you could close your eyes and start seeing what's in here. And just begin with that, but there's another step where you close off your ears. This is the second sense that's most heightened, that you will realize there's so much going on out here. So I would say sit in silence and close your eyes and guide yourself through your thoughts by observing them in how you're thinking and then how you're feeling. And as you see that, you can begin to change how you're feeling by changing the way that you're thinking. And then when you have got hold of that, you'll be able to open your eyes and go out and do that. And you could see Pretty Women or action-packed stuff, shooting, violence happening here, Pretty Women here, violence happening here, Pretty Women there, and still walk on by and not be affected by it, because it's just happenings. It's happening around you in the manipulation of that magic that's in the world. It's created to keep you apart, to see if you can find your way back to who you are in something that you are not. While the vibration field that you are sends through that vessel that you believe that you are, in that perception of all, as you see the separation in all. But yet you will never see anything else until you close off your eyes and be in silence. And only when you can grab hold of that will you be able to do that with your eyes open and walk through your day. But that's a long way. But a long way can be made in a short time if you do what I'm saying. So close your eyes, be in a quiet place and see what's going on in here through that vibration that's coming in and going out, and how you're thinking and how you're feeling. This Happy Chapper, love, peace.